to see Elaine make a very, very successful pitch last night. And everyone's dying to know, well, mostly me, what has happened in 24 hours since you and 2 million Canadians got together?
Well, last night my husband and I, around 4 p.m., we started closely watching our website activity and traffic. And we knew 4 p.m. was when I was going to start airing in the Maritimes. And as soon as it came on, we saw a spike right away in our website traffic. And by the time it got into the Eastern time zone, we were getting about 8 new visitors per second. Wow. And so by midnight we had over 12,000 hits. And sales too, so that was good. And we actually could see sales coming in province by province, and that was really exciting. Even when I was walking into this building, I was having an order on the phone from Prince Edward Island, and so that was exciting too. And sales-wise, I think in the last 24 hours, probably over $5,000 in sales.
Nice. Great. Yeah. And tell us a little bit of the experience about pitching in the den. You guys flew, you showed up.
Yes, we did. Well, I was still nervous. But we flew from here. We had a wonderful producer who was assigned to us. And she wanted the children to come along too. And it was a good thing we were second to tape on a Tuesday morning at 6:30 on April 26th. And our entire family actually had bronchitis. And I was coughing the whole entire time. And my producer was very concerned that I was still sick. And actually, when we got there at 6:30 in the morning, it was actually 3:30 a.m. for the children, Vancouver time. And our youngest, our 2-year-old, when we got to the bottom floor, main level of the CBC studios in Toronto, she actually threw up. Oh. And I think that threw everybody off because I don't think they were used to having children there. But I took control, cleaned it up, and I told myself it can only get better.
What were your impressions when you were watching, when you were in the den, if you can remember? What impressed you about? Did Elaine impress you then? Remember what?
Well, she very much so when she walked down the stairs with the kids. I mean, she had her pitch right down, and that's what I liked about the whole thing. I know, Larry and I were talking back and forth, and you know, you have it, as he said, and we knew that as soon as you walked in the place. You were straightforward, like I said earlier in this conversation. You knew your business. You didn't falter at either side, and that was the greatest thing for us. I mean, you're the person behind it, not us. We're just an investor. So we can open the doors. You got to still sell when you go through the door, and to me, that's what you're really good at selling. You're really good. Really, you sold us like right now.
For me, it was the kids.
Yes. Bring your children.
We're gonna have nothing but babies next year.
Elaine, had you gone anywhere else looking for financing?
No, I have never borrowed money for Easy Daysies, and that was my own personal choice. And even when I thought about making it into a product, I knew exactly that I needed $1,400 to make my first batch of product that I would still package at my kitchen table. And I did extra tutoring, and I made crafts that I sold to save enough to have that first $1,400. Sold that in a month, had more than enough to cover the next batch, and so my profits always went back into making the profit. In fact, I have 44,000 magnets sitting in my kitchen right now. So you're all welcome to help me package.
Was there a time in the pitch, was that on, or did I see that somewhere else? Was that where you were, in answer to one of the questions, you were saying you were sitting up at your kitchen table at 3 in the morning?
Still am.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, it's startups, right? I mean, if you're not willing to do that, somebody else is in your space.
And
right?
to Bruce's point, the most amazing thing was this, that really hit me too, that you were up at 3 in the morning. But also with a husband and some kids. I is. I mean, it's mind-boggling. And to work that hard, and I know how hard you worked to put that whole thing together for them to help with the program. So here's two people working like crazy, got jobs, and 3 kids to raise, and all they needed was some cash. That's all they needed. So, and you're, yeah, but, and the doors, you know, we get the doors open, that's the easy part. You know.
We picked up another 20 retailers there. And it was those retailers who came up to me, took me by the hand and said, can you make 8,000 units for us? And I said, well, I sold 2,500 last year, but I sure can, I just can't do it next week. And they said, you know, you need to get bigger, go on Dragon's Den.
Really?
And so when we, yes, they did, they said, go on Dragon's Den, many of them. And so when we got home, my husband Googled Dragon's Den, and he looked at me and said, oh my goodness, they're here on Saturday. So it's now or never, and so you just never know until you try, and that's how we did it.
And Elaine, any advice for budding entrepreneurs or budding Dragon's Den presenters?
Besides knowing your investors, that's very important, and knowing your numbers and being honest and upfront, because that helps yourself. Practice your pitching, in front of anybody, everybody that would listen to you. And we knew that time was against us, and that you had to capture the dragons within the first 60 to 90 seconds. And so you really want to fine tune it. And it was funny, we know so many people who watch Dragon's Den, but when it came to trying to practice pitching, anybody I asked to practice in front of, they'd never seen it. And that was okay too. And practice in front of people who know nothing about your product or your service is very important too, because that shows how well your pitch gets the point across. Because if they still don't understand what your business or service is, you've failed already.